Saturday night, and tonight I'm joined by my buddy Ray down in Connecticut. Raymond, what do you say?
What's going on, Dave? Glad to be back.
Nice little setup. I see you get the lights and the mics and everything working for you right now.
Yeah, I'm still not 100% on where this is yet, but getting better.
I do like the light. I need to do one over here and project it behind me.
Yeah. I've there's a small light behind me hitting the wall, and then I've got a new camera set up that's a little off center here, but playing around with that still too. Waiting for another piece of hardware that I thought I had and I don't. So hopefully that'll be in the next couple days.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it's a nice little setup you got there. Yeah,
Thanks.
Yeah, you come a long way from the first couple of setups. So
yeah, the iPhone sitting down on the desk, gaming up, exposing my triple trin thing going on. Yeah,
it was
a thing of the past now.
Yeah, it was the iPhone. So oh man. So Ray, I don't know what the deal is, but I've been on this wicked basketball kick.
Really?
Basketball. Yeah, me. But although in fairness, I won't really watch it on TV, but I enjoy playing basketball games. In fact, I almost enjoy playing basketball games more than hockey games, probably because I'm so deep into hockey that when I play a game, it really doesn't feel like a hockey game. It's really hard. And once you've played a sport, it's really hard to play a video game and get that same feel. So I'm very skeptical about hockey games, and I'm very I guess I don't know if I'm passionate or if I'm critical. Maybe critical is the best word. So I'm very critical about the hockey games I play, because I'm like, man, this doesn't feel like a real game. Whereas basketball, I know nothing about pick and rolls or jelly rolls or finger rolls or anything like that. I just play basketball. I pass and shoot. I play Sega basketball. I pass and shoot.
Right.
So when I play these games, I can just sit back and describe what happens and take the shot and see if it goes in, and just for me, that's my fun with that, is because I don't know anything about. I tried to play that NBA 2K. I don't know, it was 18 or 19. One of them was like $5-10. It might have been. I don't remember. So I picked it up and I played it. I couldn't even get past the tutorial. Oh, seriously, the tutorial I failed.
Right,
I failed the tutorial because it was just, take a shot, press this, hit the L bumper, pull back, or push towards the foul line, or push away from the foul line. Forget it. Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And thanks, man. That's tomorrow. I'll have the birthday broadcast tomorrow. I don't know what I'll do. I'll change all my pennants back here to all my favorite teams tomorrow, I think. But yeah, we had the scallops today. Holy cow. We went down to the docks, picked them right up at the dock, for crying out loud.
Nice.
And then she's like, oh, we should have them tomorrow for your birthday. I said, no, we're going to do them today. They're nice and fresh. Let's just do it today.
Awesome.
So we cooked them up today. And somebody had a couple of lobsters, and I just had a piece, but I was like, the scallops, they were huge. They were like, oh my God, they were like silver dollars. They were huge. Nice. And so she cooked them up. We cooked a bunch of pounds of it up, and I stuffed in my face. She made this wicked rice that was good too. And I was like, oh, now I'm so full. I had to go take a nap. It was like Thanksgiving dinner. I ate so many scallops, but we don't get it very often, and how often you get down to the dock and pick it up.
Well, that's a good treat for sure.
Yeah, it was. Dave, good to see you, buddy. Just myself and Ray tonight. Ron was feeling under the weather. Ron's had a tough week.
Yeah.
I talked to him real quick before I come on here, and he's been having more nightmares. And these are like bizarre nightmares. I mean, he needs to write them down, and these would make fantastic stories to tell. I mean, he's just like, these aliens come down out of the sky and decided that they were going to go to a high school dance, and okay, that's way beyond anything I dream. Wow.
I've had a couple of the last couple of nights, and I don't even want to talk about them. They've just been it's been intense. There's just so much going on, and I think that's all part of it. This current situation, the information you're getting, you're hearing about it all over the place. And I think that's a huge factor there. I mean, it's stress, and, when you're sleeping, it's all coming back out in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. That's what it was too. Cause, I was just talking to the wife, and she's like, I'm going to bed. She's like, it's 6:30 on a Saturday. I'm going to bed. She goes, I am so tired. And I say, I think it's just this whole thing is like a cloud weighing us down. You know what I mean? And every day we find out more about what's going on, which is good. And I think generally the news is going to be better. And every day we learn a little bit more about what the deal is and who it affects and the whole bit. But it's just the idea that this is. I mean, just because you can't even go to the store. You got to go wait in line to get in the store now. So if I ran out of I was running out of coffee, it's like, man, I got to go stand in line just to get coffee at the store. So what do? You end up spending $100. You're like, if I'm going to wait in line and get in, I might as well get all my stuff done. And that just adds to the hoarding part of it, because you're like, man, I don't want to sit in this line again.
Do they have the new rules up there about wearing a face mask in public?
Not in public, but if you go into any kind of store, and any store now is considered essential, then you do need to have it on. So I did that. When I went into the grocery store, I put it on. There were some people that didn't, and I whatever. But okay, I'll comply. Just I don't want to rock the boat right now.
Right.
That's just, I don't know. I don't want to get into my own thoughts on what's going on here, but yeah, I did that. Just okay, whatever. I'll do that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, they're in Connecticut. They're doing the same thing. I mean, pretty much what's going on in Mass is going on in Connecticut is going on in Rhode Island. All the governors are seeming to work together. New York being the same. So if it's happening one place, it's pretty much going to happen in if it's one of those four. So
right.
It looks like Tabletop's using his baseball mitt there as a mask, by the way.
Yeah,
there it is.
I like the pirate hat too. I do.
There you go.
I do like that pirate hat. I like the old pirates, the old when they had the gold uniforms, and was it Willie McCovey and all those guys back for the Pirates? I did like that. That was pretty good. But thanks for coming in, guys. We'll do a little chat tonight on a Saturday night. I've been doing a lot of videos today. I did 2 basketball videos today. One was a dice game and one was a computer game. And I might go back on later tonight and do something. I don't know if I want to do some hockey or some more basketball. I'm in a basketball kick, like I said. I'm enjoying that, just playing some odd teams and things. I don't know anything about basketball, so I can play it and enjoy it and not get too serious about it.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, Willie Stargell. Okay, that's who it was. Back in the day, Kent DeCulve and did Ed Ott. He played for the Pirates too, and a few other guys played for the Pirates back in the day. So, but it's just we're all just kind of down and out. So the wife was really tired today. I says, it's just from all the stress from everything, because you can't go out without seeing it, know. And as far as wearing masks out in public, that's just a little too much for me. I'm sorry, it is. It's just. If I can't go walk the dog without a damn mask, if I'm not near anybody, I mean, sometimes there's no one out when I go out. It's like, I'm not going to wear a mask if there's nobody near me. I'm sorry. Come on.
There may be a stipulation or a part there. I know in Connecticut, and again, you have to check it for Massachusetts, and don't interpret this for any professional legal advice. But in Connecticut, there's something that says if you can't maintain 6 feet distance, you have to wear it. So I'm not sure. Again, you have to check Massachusetts, but at least down here, if I was to go take a walk and there's nobody on the street, I don't have to wear a mask. But if I'm going to the grocery store where I can't maintain 6 feet, they're expecting you to wear a mask. So
I know whatever. Yeah, I did too. I wore the mask in the grocery store. My glasses were fogging up. I kept having to pulling out and pump it to get the air out, and it wasn't. So I get in and out in a hurry, So I'm trying to avoid situations where I have to wear these things. Is basically where I am right now.
Well, they want. There's a lot of information going around. There's a lot of make your own, but it's funny, you look at the make your own and there's so many air bleeds between the sides up towards the top, towards the bottom. So it's not really a fitted mask. And, I guess something's better than nothing theory, but again, if it's not being worn correctly, and then you got people, playing police here and turning in people that aren't wearing it or not wearing it right or what. It really is just it's just adding to a lot of the stress and pressure that people are under right now. Yeah.
So we played some archery today. I'd like to see how that played out. Archery. It's like a big game of darts. That would be fun. Yeah. What we're doing is Michael, thank you so much. I got my big birthday tomorrow, so I'll be staying in on my birthday. Thank you very much. Unbelievable.
It's Dave's birthday eve.
Yeah, All right. So but like I try to stay off my town page because it's nothing but a bunch of whiners, and they bitch about to the person who walked by my house and farted. Yeah, come on. To the person who cut me off in traffic in Lawrence. Come on.
Yeah.
Stop the bitching. So this one person was like, I went into CVS and someone didn't have a mask, and then someone else was like, I went into Shaw's and someone didn't have a mask. And it's like these people need to do something, and someone's like, crying out loud. These people are on the front lines. A lot of these people aren't making a lot of money. A lot of these people are kids, and you want them to go policing people?
Right.
It's like, don't go in there. And then someone's like, we need to find these places. And I saw the right and the backspace. I get, but I went in there and I friggin' said, I saw the right. Well, yeah, let's shut down every place in town that someone goes in without a mask. And then guess what? In a matter of 24 hours, you'll have no place to buy your food. How would you like that? All you do-gooders out there that want to report everybody and find the store and put them out of business because you're not safe, you'll have nowhere to buy your crap.
That's right.
How do you feel about that now? So when you wake up tomorrow and you go to the store, why are they closed? Because someone didn't have a mask on and you wanted to shut them down because you're not safe. Well, that's not what I meant. No, that's what you said, you dickhead. Seriously,
you're right.
People, I'm trying not to swear on the show here, but it drives me absolutely brutal. When these people get on there, all these self-righteous people, we need to find these places that do this. You know what I mean? Like, great. Why don't we find you? Why don't we start finding you? You know.
I actually left
close them all up when they get up in the morning. They go out tomorrow looking for food or drink, and there's nothing there, and they're all like, "What happened? All the business is shut." Well, somebody went in without a mask. How do we control that? Somebody did not put on a mask, and somebody saw that, reported us, and we got shut down. Now you got no place to buy food. That's just great. Way to go. You're safe. Stay home. Stay the frick home. Now you're safe.
Yeah, and starve. Yeah. I actually left my home group, my hometown, or whatever, the local town group. And one of the big reasons why was turning people in. But it was before this, there was a trend where people would snap a picture of a car following it from behind. And then they'd put the picture up, right? And then they would say, this person cut me off on 395. They were doing 80 miles an hour, weaving within traffic. They were doing all this. And there's a still photograph of the car. And it's like Facebook trial, right? You're already guilty in Facebook court. And it's not fair. You never knew what that person did.
Exactly.
It's so easy to make an accusation. Yep.
This might be like an ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, and you're just going to take a picture of their car and say, this person cut me off and I had my kid in the car. Oh, let's go get this guy now. Yeah. And you don't know what this person did. You know, how do you know that this is what happened? How do you know that you didn't cut him off first and then he cut you off second? Because you only hear the one side of the story. And it's all, then, I didn't do anything. Oh, no, of course you didn't. Of course you didn't.
Yeah. Facebook, it's automatically guilty just by accusation. And then there was people piling on in there. And then I would finally just, before I'd hit all the backspaces, but I would just put one simple statement. Where's your proof? Where's the video?
Yeah. Yeah.
If you got video and you want to show it. Yeah. But if you got a still photo, that does nothing for me. You know what? And ultimately, if you have a problem out on the road, or if you think that something drastically unsafe is going on where it's putting people in imminent danger, call the cops.
Yeah.
Don't put it on Facebook.
Yeah, I know. Everyone gets on there.
Call the cops. That's what the cops are for. Call the cops.
I do. There's a couple things I don't like when I see like the poop bag, the dog poop. People pick it up and they just leave it in the bag and throw it on the side of the road. I've seen that on my walk too. I'm like, whoa, who does that? Like I carry my bag, I pick up the poop, you carry it with me and you throw it in the first barrel you see, or you take it home and throw it away.
Right.
I would never throw it on the side of the road.
Yeah.
I mean, that is gross, and I get that. So people post that too, but still, it's just like, people are gonna do bad things, and that's what they don't get about this whole mask thing in the store. You know what I mean? It's just like you can't. No one's gonna obey all the rules. So all these people that are like ratting the people out about the mask, I'm like, do you do 55 miles an hour on the highway?
Yeah, Tabletop Sports Delaware's saying what I call keyboard courage is what I call it. The courage to sit there and type something, but you can't tell the person or you can't do anything else. So great point.
Yep. The keyboard warriors, whatever you want to call it. Yep. When there's no one there in your face, you can say stuff you would never would say face to face. But it does it drives you nuts when you see that stuff, and it's just like, come on. But all these do-gooders that are out there, and they're in the next town over. I follow their page, and all the do-gooders, this person did wrong, and that person did wrong, and this person did wrong, and that is the law. I'm like, so have you ever parked in the handicap space and ran in? Have you ever double parked and ran in a store? Have you ever done 56 miles on the highway? Have you ever done 36 and a 35? Everybody breaks the law every day by some stupid thing, but you want to go point out what everybody else does. It's like,
Yeah. Since the day they put the camera on the cell phone, has there been, this is the world we live in, the gotcha. And it's all gotcha stuff, and it goes from the top down. You hear it on press conferences, you hear it on it. It's a gotcha kind of mentality.
Yep. And Apachata says it perfectly. It always comes back to bite you. I follow a lot of the stuff. I don't get involved with it, but I follow a bunch of stuff on, what goes on Twitter and stuff, and how people ruin people's lives and mobs. They get mobs of people. So you get a mob of people that one person posts something like that, and he'll get an entire Twitter mob going. And eventually they start lying and threatening. And next thing you know, that person loses their job, and then they celebrate it. They high five each other that they did something, and they wrecked the guy's life. And I read a story one time about this girl that did that, and she says this was great. We were, we controlled everything. We had the mob, and then we could get this guy fired, and then we got that guy divorced, and we did this, that, and then one day I did something, and they all came for me.
Yeah. And
she goes, I lost my job, I lost my relationship, and it's not really that fun when you're on the other side of it.
Absolutely.
And she's like, but I deserve every bit of it because I gave it back. So, Hey, what's going on, Danny? I was enjoying your NASCAR race there. You know what's neat is when you were talking in the game, right? I thought it was the game talking, because he was playing NASCAR Ray on the PlayStation, I think it was, right? Okay. And he had the camera from like the front there, and I'm following the car, and I hear like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna go around this guy. And boy, they're coming in hot and heavy. Am I right? I thought that was the game talking to you, because they have in the game you can have the crew chief talk to you and stuff like that. And you're like, so at least some of the games out, they're like, hey, be careful on your left, be careful on your right. Yeah. And I thought it was the crew chief. And all of a sudden I typed into the game. I was like, boy, these graphics are really nice. And all of a sudden I hear back, hey, Dave, how's it going? That's like, was that the crew chief
talking to me? The game's talking
to me. Yeah. So no, but it was him, but he did. I don't know how he had his mic set up, but it sounded like you were in the headset of the guy driving the car. It was really, I don't know if you meant to do that or if that's just how your microphone sounds, but yeah, that was pretty cool. Jill's in here. Hey, Dave, thanks so much. We're saying hi to Jill's, and there's social media is such a double-edged sword. It really is. And you can get a lot of bad on there, but there's a lot of good on there too. It really is. There's a lot of good on there. So, there's times that you want to just rip your hair out and just, sign off and be done with it. But there's other times that it does come through for you that, my wife, that's how she found the scallops. So as bad as our town page is, someone pointed her to the doc to go get scallops for my birthday, and they were awesome. So it worked out. There's other times people bitch about, walking on the same side of the street without a mask. And so you take the good with the bad with it. And I try to avoid all the bad. I've been hiding a lot of people that post crap every day. It's like, I don't want to see this, and it's not even the political stuff too. There's some people that all the time are posting pictures of, animal abuse. Yeah. I don't want to see it. It's the world's bad. We know it exists, but every day it's like, oh, look, this guy hurt a cat and this guy hurt a dog and this guy hurt a snake. I don't want to see that. Just stop bringing me down. And if it got to a point where I just get rid of some people, it's like, look, every day you're doing this stuff. I don't need to come on here and have this stuff on my feed. It's not that I want to ignore it and put my head in the sand. It's just, I just don't want to see this every day and get brought down. So you're gone,
Snooze for 30 days works very well.
Yeah, I did. I just did that with somebody.
Timeout.
There was a guy that used to play in the league, and he was posting all this political stuff. I'm like, dude, no, not right now. Snooze. It's a special trick. He's good. I'm glad you used that special trick, because it sounded good. It sounded like you were in the game. So when you're streaming it and you're talking, it really gets you immersed in your stream. So good job. Andrew,
as long as you avoid sounding like Kyle Larson, you'll be doing all right. I don't know if you had followed that at all. NASCAR driver who was in the iRacing race and didn't realize or thought his headset may have disconnected and uttered the N-word. And 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 it's kind of a obviously you can't say, shouldn't say, I won't say kind of thing, but he's doing it in virtual reality, right?
Yeah, and everyone's there. Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Something that he technically didn't really have to be doing, and then he gets fired from his virtual reality job over virtual reality. Hey, listen, I'm not saying right or wrong. It's just kind of one of those odd circumstances that this whole situation has created, where a guy's put in a situation of virtual reality and ends up getting fired for real for it.
Yeah, no, I hear that. But I always try to say the mic is always on, because I remember I was down with you actually in Connecticut one time. We were setting up for the hockey game, and I couldn't get the stream going. And I don't know if it was the internet or what. And I'm sitting there, and I think I still had my headset on with a mic, and someone's like, it's not streaming again. And I go over there and I'm fiddling with wires and I'm clicking on this, I'm clicking it, and I dropped the F-bomb.
Oh boy, yeah.
And I may or may not been streaming, because someone's like, Dave, blah blah blah, and I was like, oh, you know what I mean? And I went over there and I was like, oh, I'm still streaming, the hockey game, and here I am swearing as I'm over here, diddling with wires. I was like, oop.
That would be like Uncle Ron going live a couple nights ago, wouldn't it be?
Yeah, while we were talking, we started the show. He goes, "I'll do it live. I'll do it effing live." And as soon as he said F, I hit the start button. Yep.
It was it came through nice and clear. Yeah, that night that was at Z Rink, right? That night that we were broadcasting from down there. Yeah, I remember you were trying to. I think we ended up trying to pull a Cat 5 wire out of their office. We ran it out of the office and then back up the staircase, and then it was. It started to work a little bit, yeah. Danny, do you know who I like? Because I like Martin Truex. I like Truex. I think he drove the pink car one time, a really crazy color, and I was like, oh, I like this Truex guy just because of the car he drives. I still play some of the NASCAR games once in a while. One of my favorite ones was one of the PlayStation NASCAR games, and they had what was good about it is they had Flirt with Disaster. So when they put in the disc, and I was like NASCAR, I was like, it starts and then it shows the car driving around the track, and it's like it just got you pumped to play the game. I was like, yeah. Should have. I think that was 1998, Dave. That game, the
PS1. Yeah, because I just moved into the house. And we got a PS1. Yeah, and I remember I got the little steering wheel for it, and I remember playing it a little bit, and that was fun. Yeah, that was a good one. Hi, Big Clue. Good to see you, buddy. Me and Ron were talking about you today. Oh, thanks for that email there about the Spiders. I'm going to go and check that out. Get some history of baseball. So I'm playing the 1899 Spiders, Ray, which is a really bad baseball team. And I don't know anything about them. And so I'm getting educated about 1899 baseball. It's kind of fun. Truex, good guy. Okay, I don't know much about him, but was that NASCAR 98? Like that would have been, that was fun. That was a good one. I like a good racing game. But the thing is with I'm really fussy about my racing games, Ray, because I'm not that good at it, and I'm always crashing. So I need to have like all the helpers on and everything working in my favor. Because as soon as I go to turn, I'm all over the place. So I just need to basically like steer and brake, steer and gas, and there's any of the drifting and any of the this and that all needs to just be like automatic, computer handling it. Let me win the race. I'm happy, or let me finish the race. I should say. I tried to play one time. I think I was trying to play Forza one time, and I tried to put it on like medium settings. And it's like, I didn't even make the first turn. It's like end race, eject game.
I've got one NASCAR game sitting here. I got the Xbox sitting in front of me. Xbox One, right? Xbox One sitting in front of me. But that's how I do it too. And I'm not a big NASCAR fan. My motorsport is drag racing, but drag racing on games is pretty terrible because it's just over and it doesn't really simulate it all too well. So I'll play the NASCAR games but yeah, exactly. And then if you get too frustrating, just go the wrong way and just run head on into somebody and destroy the car and then start over again. A collector of NASCAR games there.
I saw that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Some NASCAR from the 50s. Yeah. Do you know what I like to do? I was telling Danny this when he was playing. When I play the racing games, so if you get like an open air car, like an old Formula One or an old racer that's open air, you put it in the cockpit, because when you're in the cockpit and you're surrounded by the glass and so you can't really see much. It's very immersive, but you can't. So when you get open air, I always go to the driving wheel, and you can see everything around you, and that you feel like you're in the car.
Right.
You do. You feel like you're in the car. And no, I wouldn't survive. If it's like when you picture the settings from 1 to 10, 1 being the easiest, that if I can get lower than 1, that's what I try to do.
No kidding.
Yeah, I'm like, because I'll run the race on easy, say, you can't even handle this. Let's put it on baby mode. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, that's what I do with all my games. I was playing NHL 3s again today on NHL.
Oh, that's
19.
a fun one. Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to it starts with like rookie, semi-pro, and pro. And I played a couple of them on pro, and I finally won one on pro.
No way.
Like, yeah, it was like the best of 5. I was using SJ Sharkey, Bernie Federko, and Yari Curry was my 3 for the Fridge Raiders.
Oh, the Fridge Raiders. Yeah.
And I beat Tampa Bay on pro. And yeah, that was a thrill. I had a little celebration, threw my arms in the air, and was about as happy as winning any of the championships I've won in the jersey behind you.
It's tough. It really is. It's tough. So you want a drag racing game? Here you go, Ray.
Oh, there's some old school. Yeah.
We got some. I got this. This was 81, 82, 83. This was a $30 game in 19, and I scratched up $30, which is like $130 nowadays. Yeah. And I played this dragster. It's called Dragster, but it's drag race. And I couldn't figure out how to get it done, because you had to like put the gears, and you couldn't blow the engine type of thing. Yep. So you would hit the button and then tap it to the left and tap it to the left and tap it to the left to switch the gears. But if you did it too fast, then you blew the engine. If you didn't do fast enough, so I would just put it in 4th gear and just let it run, but it was so slow. But yeah.
I see it's a neutral first, second. Yeah. And then the C must be clutch, must be to shift gears there. That's funny.
So yeah, that was
a great drag racing game that came out a while ago, and it was for the PC, and it was okay. But the funny part was the drivers at the end. Like, they got clips of all the NHRA drivers, and they would like say something to you when you lost. And it was just like, one of them was standing next to the hauler, and he points up to it and he goes, "It's trailer time, buddy." That was the end.
Nice.
But yeah,
take care, Danny.
Game for drag racing that's really captures it, or is that much fun. But
I think we all did have the same upbringing. You have a Dragster Activision patch for that game. Oh, yes. The old Activision games, Ray. The skiing and the Dragster and a couple other ones there. If you got a certain score, right, it said take a picture of the TV to show the score and mail it into them, and they send you a patch, right?
Oh,
but check this out. The kicker is you would take a picture of the TV screen, right? Yeah. And then you have to get the photo developed. And it would come back, and the flash blocked out the score. And you were like, "Oh, son of a bitch! You got the TV screen. It shows the game, and the score's blocked out from the flash." So you didn't know till a week later that the photo was no good. And I think we sent it in anyway, and we still got the patch. So I don't think they even cared to see the score. It's just a marketing campaign. But I might have some kicking around too. I might have some of those old patches. I had the skiing one. I might have got the Dragster, but yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but back in the day, I mean, when you took the picture, you didn't know what it was going to look like. You had no way to preview it or nothing, and you had to wait for mom to go and fill that camera roll to go get it developed, because she wasn't going to go and develop film just for that game.
Yep, take it down to our point. It was at Stop and Shop. Stop and Shop used to have film development, so anytime mom went shopping at Stop and Shop, drop the film off and wait a week.
Now, what River Raid was that? Atari? I think it might have been. Well, I got some long play here. We'll show off some River Raid. I don't know if I ever played River Raid, but that is River Raid.
Reminds me of the idea of like Frogger or something, where you're.
Oh, so you got to get the fuel Oh, I see. I see. And you shoot the bridge. Okay. And now you got to shoot these guys. Oh, this looks fun, actually. I wonder if I must have that. I got I got the Atari package. I'm gonna get some fuel. Don't shoot the fuel. All right, so I fueled up. I got the Atari thing. It was like I told you, $5 to get the fuel for oh boy, you go through fuel in a hurry, man. For Steam, so I can play it on the computer.
Yeah, I'm watching the gauge. Well, it's still full.
Oh, he's shooting the fuel now. So you shoot. Oh, yeah. So you got to shoot the bridge. I wonder how many screens it was. This looks very repetitive. It really does. Wow, that fuel really goes. Oh, he just shot the fuel again. There's a lot of fuel, though. I got to say.
There's a lot of fuel, but it's not getting below half a tank. You see the gas gauge there. It's not. Wonder what blowing it up is. Blowing it up give you points?
I don't know. Maybe it just destroys the fuel. You know, it's like when you're playing that game, Blue Warrior shot the food. What was that? What game was that? No, it was Red Warrior shot the food. Blue Valkyrie's about to die.
See, I was in that Nintendo era. I mean, I'm a few years behind you, so.
I didn't do the Nintendo till way late because I was still on Sega, and then Nintendo come out, and I still was on Sega. I went from like Sega to the PS1, I think is what I kind of did. I don't think I ever did the Nintendo. Yeah. Oh yeah. Gauntlet. Yep. Gauntlet. That was the one. I'll see if I can find some Gauntlet. Hang on a sec. Gauntlet. That was pretty good too. That was that was an arcade game. No, I think I want to do Gauntlet NES. That's when I played it. Gauntlet on the NES. Yeah, here it is. Let me share this. So this was the big game that I enjoyed, Ray. Let me share the Gauntlet here. So this was Gauntlet. So I was the Red Warrior there, and the Green Elf. So there's food there, and see those little so you got to kill the enemy. There's the food. Don't shoot the food. These things suck your life, I think. You got ghosts and all these things chasing you, and there's some treasure you can get, and then eventually there's these little houses, and that spawn the enemies. So the enemies will keep coming until you get to the exit, or you kill the things there. So this guy's playing by himself, but you can play a couple different. You think you can play up to 4, but it was tough because you all have to be on the same screen at the same time. It really made it tough to play.
Wow, is this like the predecessor to Legend of Zelda? Because man, does this seem like it has some?
It is a Zelda type of game, but this was just an unending game where you just went down level by level and just this was a shoot 'em up type of game. That's what that was. And so you get the ghost, and there's your food, gives you health, and the potion, so you can actually hit a button and it would do something if you had enough potions. The keys, see all those keys? The keys will unlock the blue walls. And there's times you have to go get keys just so you can open a wall up, but then you get gang rush. So there's that house. You got to kill that house right there. Otherwise, the creatures spawning out of the house is what that was. So yeah, that was Gauntlet. But every now and then it would give you some verbal cues in the game.
It just seems like a lot of that is the elements of like the Legend of Zelda, the keys and, I mean, obviously things different, but I've never seen Gauntlet before.
Same kind of feel. In the arcade, it was a big machine. It had the 4 joysticks and it had the 4 colors. And, and everybody had like, the warrior threw the axe, and the elf shot the arrows, and the wizard shot his spell. And that's what it was. And some people had more armor. Some people had more weapons. I think that's how it was. I'm not sure. But during the game, it'd be funny because it'd be like, Red Warrior shot the food. Green Elf is about to die.
Yeah.
and you died really quick in that. So, and Gauntlet was great in the arcade because you could play 4 people side by side, and you could play it by yourself too, and people could join in, and no one could hurt you. The only thing is they could steal the food and the treasure from you, though. So if you're about to die and somebody took the food, you're like, "What are you doing, man? I'm going to die. Give me the food." So you could run into people that were hoarding the food, so to speak.
Yeah.
So Gauntlet was fun. And some of those Atari games are fun. I tried to play the other night. I was playing the Atari basketball. Boy, that's a tough game to play. That was tough. It really was. And the Atari hockey, the Activision hockey was brutal. We played some of that as well as the soccer, championship soccer. That was a funny one. Sean, what's going on, buddy? We're just kind of chatting tonight, myself and my buddy Ray.
Yeah, so you were talking about, so for me it was Nintendo, and I remember the Christmas that we got our first Nintendo, and then we also got these handheld games, for baseball. And it was like this 2-player handheld game, and I brought it out with my dad, and we were trying to play it, and it was just got off. It was like LCD display on it, and just very, very terrible. So he said, heck with this, let's go play Nintendo. And I thought it was so exciting to go out and play Nintendo baseball. And now to look back at Nintendo baseball, just how awful that was. It was like you hit the ball to the outfield and then just watch and wait as the fielder slowly got to the ball. And how awful Nintendo baseball was. And
Nintendo baseball was tough.
So
somebody was talking about track and field.
Oh yeah. So you must have had to hit a button and like repetitively hit it to make the guy go faster or something, or just timing.
I guess I've never played this. So, there was one game you shook the joystick back and forth to make him run, and boy, your hands were. Oh, he's doing a long jump here. Okay, so this was this I think is Decathlon for the Atari. There's one game, Ray, and I think it's for NES. It's a decathlon type of game or an Olympic type of game, and it goes for like either hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars because they only made a few of them, and they're rare to find. And I don't know which one it was, but it's an insane type of thing. It was some Olympic type of thing. Oh, the shot put. Oh, this might be kind of cool. Oh, it's an Activision game, so I wouldn't have that. This actually ain't too bad if you like these kind of sports. Move joystick up and down. Perfect game for a teenage boy. Yeah.
Oh boy. I don't know what he's talking about.
Oh, those small Donkey Kongs. Yeah, I mean, there's a Pac-Man one and a Frogger one. There's no way I could play that. That's just way too small. Yeah, there was one that you have to shake the thing back and forth to get the guy to run, and it's like you broke the joystick. You just did. You're like, oh man, that was not good.
All right.
But some of these old games, they were fun. They were a good time. Someone's walking by the house. Dog's going nuts. Still light out. It's been a yucky day. We got snow up here. I know you didn't get snow, but we did. We got it. We were supposed to get a couple inches, and we got a dusting at best. And I think by 2:00 it had all melted. But it still was the idea that I get up in the middle of the night. It's like it is actually snowing. No joke. It's snowing the day before my birthday. It is snowing, and I can't remember the last time we had snow in Boston. I should look that up. I don't know if that would tell me.
Yeah, it was all rain here, but the picture you showed on the porch was actually, and it was that heavy slushy stuff. It looked like on the back porch as you had all the dog prints in it, and you could tell it was just that heavy wet snow. We didn't get any here. I'm not sure. And I'm kind of right on the line because I talked to a buddy today who's in Dudley, and he said he got snow. So the line must have been somewhere, maybe the Connecticut line or just below that.
It says we get an inch of snow in Boston on average in April.
Yeah, usually it's weird that it's this late, the 18th of April. Yeah. Usually it's first, second, third. I remember some April Fool storms and, within that first week, but to have it in the 18th
we first moved in here back in 97. I remember that I had my rollerblades on and I was skating out in front of my house and playing hockey and the whole bit. And the next day we got a foot of snow.
Right.
And it was like, I was just skating here. It is April 1st and I got a foot of snow. It's like, holy cow. And Scott got some snow. It got 5 inches and it's down in Fitzroy. Yeah. So some places inland and south.
Where's Scott from? What town you from, Scott?
I'm not sure where he is. He's got I think he's got bears in his yard. So wherever it is.
Well, it could be anywhere.
It wasn't that bad. No, we just got like a little coating. It was wet. That's about it. Snowed on Derby Day in Louisville. Wow. That's nice. And Yeah, I played Pong for hours too. I used to broadcast Pong, Ray. I used to sit there. It's like, and now he hits it off the high wall. Shot saved by the goalie. Bounces off the bottom wall. A return shot. Now he scores, and it's 11-10. Because that's all there was. There was nothing else.
Yeah, right.
It was just that. So Scotton Fitchburg. That's what the Bears are, and he got 5 inches down there. But imagine that 5 inches of snow on April 18th. Oh man, that would suck.
Okay, now I see what Scott's saying, that he had 5 inches. Now it's melted down to 1 inch in Fitchburg. Now I'm reading him right.
Okay, yeah, it should all be gone pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's supposed to be around here, I think 60 degrees tomorrow. So
yeah,
crazy turn from snow to spring-like weather again.
Yeah, what's it going to be over here tomorrow? And
I remember high school baseball
60.
back in the mid late 90s at some point. Right towards the beginning of high school baseball season, there being snow on the field. So it is, possible. Just weird that it's so late in April. But given 2020, anything could happen right now. It just, it's just the way this year's gone. It's, who knows what's next.
Yeah, it is. I remember sending somebody a message in January, and I was like, my January started off with, Neil Peart dying. And then I had a procedure and I got really sick. And then the wife got really sick. I'm wondering if one or both of us had a touch of that virus that's going around. And then somebody stole my identity and I had to deal with that. And it's just like, this all happened in January. And I was like, I was like thoroughly depressed in January. I was like, I was in bed, just work in bed. That's all I did. She missed, I think she used up all her sick and vacation time in January. She was so sick. And that was before all this. So my year started off on a sour note, and then all this happened. So it's just 2020 has really been just a test of a year for me. It really has. And it's tough to enjoy this time off because it's just so damn depressing. It really is. It's just nothing can prepare you for this. You really can't,
No. I was, I was hospitalized right at the end of the year, and I was like, oh, good. 2019 was I'll take 2019 back. Everybody was talking about how bad 2019 was. I go back to 2019 right now. And I was like, oh, well, we'll turn the corner. 2020, good start. And then boom, all this started to happen. So that's man alive. I know there's a lot of opinions on this. There's a lot of debate, but boy, oh boy, I just hope we can do it right and go back to work very, very soon here, because it's all just a lot to take.
I think pretty much what happened. We're learning more about it, and I think as time goes by, we'll learn that what works and what doesn't, and the whole bit. So. Ray's got a good voice. He's got a nice setup over there in the whole bit.
Not a professional. I did some training, but I'd never have gone professional. Amateur at best.
Now, Ron, I talked to Ron earlier. He had a tough day, some family issues going on. Everything's okay, but it's just he was dealing with some things, and he was on the phone, and he just said he was really tired today. And so I talked to him right before the show. He's like, I don't want to do the show because I'm just not up for it. And so he's probably going to be he's probably listening. So you might, if you want to say hi to Ron, he might be listening right now, but he's not on with us tonight. So hopefully he'll be on tomorrow for my big birthday bash. And I got to remember to change all my pennants here. I'm going to put up Bruins and Seals and all my favorite pennants. They'll go up there tomorrow, and I'll celebrate my birthday in the house. Yay.
And, I'm just trying to hold the fort here for Ron. I'm just
Well, it's you jump on, Flinner jumps on. It makes it fun when we have some other people come on too. We just chat here. That's what we do. We have a good time.
I enjoy my background role from time to time of fact checking you guys and throwing information in and whatnot. So
well, it is, because when we do the Game Hounds, I think it's switched to Sundays now. It used to be Wednesdays, but we get someone that comes on and gets in the chat room and will dig up stuff for us. We'll be like, hey, what was that game that come out for the PS2 that was about a vampire? And this guy will find it, and and that's what he enjoys. He does a good job with it, and it's like he enjoys it. It helps the show, and just makes everything better. So yeah, So it's fun having somebody to do that, because it's tough. It's tough for me to do it because I have to look away and type, and then I'm not engaging, And it's even sometimes tough, as you know, with the stream, you have to follow the comments and post them and keep engaged. So it's quite the production to do this. It really is, as you know, and it's not hard, but there's a lot of things going on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the joke with this, Ray, is that I was doing my 1899 baseball game, and I was streaming it. And I, as we do, we broadcast these simulation games like it's an actual game. And so before the game, I'm like, okay, welcome to Spiders Baseball, and welcome to our sponsors of the show. And it was, and I went and I researched 1899 newspaper ads,
mm-hmm.
and I found a couple of really crazy products that they had back in the day. So I was like, okay, thanks to our sponsor of tonight's game or today's game, it's Uncle Ron's snake oil.
Snake oil.
And so that's the joke, is that he has well, you're not feeling good, take some Uncle Ron's snake oil and you'll be feeling so much better.
Yeah.
And then the other one was Apachata typewriters. Apachata typewriters, when you want to get that message to that special someone in days, not weeks.
There you go.
And then we had Locomotive Magazine Illustrated. We had that on there. And so we had a few other ones. We had somebody, we had Big Clues corsets. Oh, here it is right here. And also brought to you by Big Clues corsets. When you're looking for style, fit, and comfort, you want Big Clues corsets. And by MP Fox's Bromo Seltzer, cures all headaches. I was finding all the people in the chat room and giving them different companies. Al Red Sox fan. Al Red Sox fan too, soap, because kisses are sweet.
So you're definitely having fun with it, Dave. That's for sure.
I was, because I was like, we're gonna do the Spiders, and because I started to do it as a radio broadcast, but I'm like, there was no radio in 1899. You couldn't listen on the radio, so I'm like, well, how are these people gonna listen? Ticker tape or what? So I come up with some sponsors anyway. That's what I did. Gilles, thanks for coming on. We're just kind of hanging out here as we do. Thank you so much, buddy. Corey, you had protests outside the Capitol. Yeah. Yep. It's again, numbers, you don't know what the numbers are. It's a serious thing, but someone had a good suggestion. Look at the people who are dying. That's the people we need to protect. And it's mostly the elderly. It's nursing homes. It's veteran homes. Those are the people we need to protect. It's the people with weak immune systems, and we kind of know who they are. So it's like, why are we keeping kids out of school and healthy people out of their jobs when we should be protecting these people, not just putting a blanket over everybody? So,
well, yeah, and Corey, I can see where you're coming from, and listen, I guess you got to look at. You can't look at just the medical side of things. You got to look at both the medical and the economic factors, and you got to balance them both.
Yeah.
It can't be just one and it can't be just the other. There's got to be a balance, because staying safe and, like you said, pinpoint the problem, attack the problem, not just sit back and, and just blanket coverage the whole thing. And in both ways, right? You can't just say open everything back up and return to normal. We understand you can't do that. This is a serious illness, but you also cannot sit back and just shut the whole
and like I said, it's not only the economic, it's the mental drain on people too. Because now all of a sudden, so you got the physical stuff, and I've talked about this, but now you're going to have the mental part of this creeping up, and the mental part is so you got in Massachusetts we got 1,100 people that have died. Okay. And that's not good. Okay. It's not good. But I think they said we got 500,000 people out of work. 500,000 people are mentally suffering. And we got 1,100 that died, or 1,200 that died. Those numbers are light years apart. And some of that 500,000, it's going to be a while before they find work again. And that's where we are. And like Apachata said, we haven't had anybody die of anything else in the last month except for COVID-19. Al Red Sox fan, I saw you doing some basketball today on Digital to Dice. If you head over to our Facebook group, Digital to Dice over on Facebook, Al was broadcasting his game.
Awesome.
Enjoying some of the basketball.
Al's got a pretty big fan club, I've heard, and it's growing by the day. So
Al does some good stuff. He does a lot of the sports. Al's like the supreme leader of the group. He really
There
is.
Awesome.
So, Al leads the way, and we just follow. We just try to be half as good as Al is what we try to do.
The fan club's firing up here in the chat.
It is. And so I was playing some Action PC basketball. I actually played some of that today. I keep going back between the Strat basketball and the Action PC, and I was talking to Ron tonight. I was like, I don't know which one I like better because they're both a little different. It's like Action PC hockey and Strat hockey. One does one thing really well, but the other does something else really well. And so it's nice to have both to go back and forth between. There's more things to do with Action PC. There's more decisions to make with Action PC. But with the Strat, I love watching when the card comes up and you see the dice roll and you see if he makes the shot or if the goalie makes the save. That is really fun. And that's what the Action PC doesn't have. And so I go back between them both. I like them both. You reckon? Well, maybe he does.
With hair. Yeah. I got to change my camera angle again.
Ray, you're fine, for crying out loud.
I think I got to start wearing hats.
That's what I do. I'm thinning out. I'm in my old age. I wear my hats, but yeah, Al's right. Protect those that need to be protected. You're exactly right. I think it's good. What we did is that we didn't overwhelm the medical system. So we, I mean, in some places they're overwhelmed, not going to lie. Okay. In a lot of places they're not. And I think we did a lot of good things to prevent that. But now I think they can handle some people getting sick and treat them and they won't die. Okay. I think we had that initial surge come through. We got to deal with that. And I think we're going to find a lot more people are resistant to this than they think. I really do. And yeah, they're both good games, Action and Strat. Someone actually gave me a thumbs down on that Strat basketball video. I got 9 likes and 1 dislike. And I'm like, really? So it must be someone I'm thinking it's someone that just doesn't like the game, because I went back and watched the video, and the video I thought come out pretty good.
I've gotten dislike on a video, and and it's something that was so straight up that you wonder if how many people, oh boy, here we go, could have actually disliked this. So sometimes it's just a misclick. You just write it off and move on.
Yeah, no. Yeah. If you have thumbs down, you have arrived.
Cool things going on with your videos and email responses that override that dislike by.
Oh yeah, but it's just weird because it's been a while since I got a dislike, and usually it's someone that I have a beef with or something, or just maybe someone doesn't like the game. I had someone give me a dislike because I had a Patriot shirt on one time.
Oh geez.
And they told me, they said, I gave the video a thumbs down because you had a Patriot shirt on. I was like, what is that? If you don't like the video, that's fine. But just, you don't like what? You don't like my Red Wings or my Sixers pennant? You're going to give me a thumbs down? And it's like, really? It's like that kind of hurts the channel because that lets people know it's a bad video and whatever. People can do what they're going to do. It's the internet, like you said, but I just kind of showed off the game. I wasn't even, it wasn't like, here's how you play. I said, I'm playing the game. Here's what I found. When I played the game, I'm showing you what I found. And so, but
gotta love it tonight with the Express colors in the background.
Yeah, you haven't even talked. That's actually that Express jersey. Okay, that's
yeah, there it is.
Ray's jersey, and
yep, nice.
So that's the one he uses for his memorial tournament down in Connecticut, and I jumped on one year and I got a home jersey. I still got to get a away jersey, but. So every once in a while, I'll jump down there and play in the tournament. So I got my jersey hanging up.
Yeah, if you look just over my shoulder here, you can see. Well, let me use the right hand. Not used to looking in non-mirror. You can see the team photos, the home version that we did, and then we did that. Oh, there it is, away version.
Yeah,
and I got both team photos, and yeah, we've got a really generous sponsor in Fast Signs of Waterford. I'll plug them when I can. Who sponsored that up and. Yeah, we've been able to have home and away jerseys for the tournament.
Here's a funny video here. I'll play this real quick. A couple more comments here. Oh, yeah, I know, right? That's gross. That's gross. Yeah, you can't. We can find their IP and visit them. Yeah, that'd be kind of funny. Yeah, back to the keyboard warrior thing.
Yeah.
You can answer that, Ray, while I play this video.
Yeah, so you're going to fire up the. I think I know what video is coming, which was pretty funny. So yeah, go ahead, Dave.
Just real quick. So this was a video I put together. So he has the at the tournament. He has The Memorial Tournament. He has someone come down, the color guard sing and does the anthem and the whole bit. So I had some people film down here. I think I'm on the court somewhere in this, but this is the two teams from Massachusetts. We're all buddies. And this was fully staged, and no one knew this was coming but the two teams. Watch this. we staged a brawl, and the referee's like, he doesn't know what to do. Look at the referee. Like, what?
Yeah, that's George.
We got goalies fighting and the whole thing.
Yeah. I think George was
off the clock, and they stopped the clock.
Yeah. And
so and I got thumbs down on that video. I got 2 thumbs down on that video and no likes at all. It's funny. It's like, who would dislike this? This is just us having a good time, But so that was one of the Memorial Tournaments. So we just had some fun. That wouldn't even been the first one.
That is the first one.
That's the old clock. That's the old clock you get over there. But
right.
So I got thumbs down on that one there. It's like I had no likes and 2 thumbs down. It's like, who would dislike that? It's just a joke. Yeah. But whatever. But I'm sorry, Ray. So go on and talk about the tournament.
Yeah. So in 2012, my good friend and the guy that was really the heart and soul of the Express team, Steve Lambert, passed away. Actually, we're coming up almost on the anniversary of his passing. And that later that year, we did a memorial tournament in his honor. We raised up money for the league and also for the Connecticut Humane Society by doing that tournament. We had, I think, 3 teams from Eastern Mass, and the Express got back together. We put the band back together for the tournament. And then a couple teams from, at the time, the Groton Inline Hockey League. And we've been doing it since. I took over the league shortly after doing the tournament and rebranded it the Eastern Connecticut Roller Hockey League. And then we started with, I didn't think I would do more than one. And then now we're looking at hopefully the 9th in late September. So yeah, it turns out to be a great time in remembrance of Steve, and really has become a great late September tradition.
Yeah, our guys look forward to it, to going down every year. They start planning way in advance. They start getting their uniforms and their rosters, and they're like, yeah, we're going to go down and play in this thing.
Yeah.
So, but listen to the song. Yeah, Slapshot. Yeah,
that staged fight, though, it's funny. The referee there is George White, and George had told me afterwards he didn't expect it. He, like you said, nobody was really told, other than I think somebody did tell the scorekeeper not to start the clock, and yet they still did. And then the fight broke out, and George was out there alone. He was the only ref, so he was like. And I remember him coming to me afterwards. He goes, I thought it was staged, but even if it was real, I wasn't doing anything. I was just going to stand there, and you can just see him doing exactly that. He just stood there.
I ain't touching it. Yeah.
Yep. Just let him fight it out. So
yeah, I think that was I don't know if it was day 1 or day 2, but we had planned that. I was like, let's just go and have some fun here and pretend we're having a big brawl. And guys are coming off the bench, and it looked really good till people are swinging away. And some guys you can see were just laughing. They're just laughing the whole time. But yeah, so that's and I got it on video. I don't know who filmed that, but I got that on video. And we just have some. That's what you try to do. You try to have some fun. You try to have some fun, and not everybody laughed. As you can see, I got 2 dislikes on that.
Can't
win. But you know what I think it was? Honestly, you know what I think it was? Because I think the title was Brawl at Memorial Tournament. And so people were expecting to see a real brawl. And when they got there and they just saw that, so they were like, oh, this is stupid. I want to see real fights. So that, now that I think of it, that's probably what it was, because it's a misleading title. Because Ron used to tell me he would get dislikes and nasty comments from people because, back, a couple of years ago, he'd be doing videos. He'd be like, Red Sox versus Yankees baseball, from 1978. And he would play his simulation game. And people would come there thinking they were going to watch the 1978 game between Red Sox and the Yankees. And when they turned it on, here's him playing a game. They were like, oh, this is misleading. This is crap. And they give him a down like, and they give him all this crap in the comments. Yeah. And so now him and I followed that lead too, that now I try to make sure that in the title, it says video game, simulation, so if you're searching for 2 teams playing and you find me, I'm not misleading you just to watch my video thinking you're going to watch the actual game. If that makes any sense. So when I do, when I did the Tugnut game, I did a Action PC, I did the Tugnut game. I made sure it was like, this is the Tugnut 70 save game using the Action PC hockey game And
Right.
so there was no mistake about the title. I was not tricking you into watching my video.
Right.
This is so, and you could see that this you were not going to watch the game on my channel.
Right. I'm just looking at my other channel for my railroad stuff, and there was a video I put up, and I clearly labeled it was the guy's name who owns the layout, HO Scale, BNSF Montana Division, Shelby to Columbia Falls cab ride. So 26 likes, 1 dislike.
Yeah, I know, right?
It does bother you, and as much as you try to get by it, and you just
like,
wonder,
what did I do? What is your YouTube channel? You were trying to get your league up there. Is it ECRHL?
Yeah. So it's under Eastern Connecticut Roller Hockey League. I still don't have a URL because I'm 80 subscribers. I'm 20 from getting that magical custom URL, and I've been chipping away at it, getting some people to help.
All right. So if you guys could, we'll try to help you out here in the chat. If anybody on YouTube right now, search ECRHL. That is Ray, and he's trying to get up a couple more subscribers so we can get the custom URL. And he's been doing some stuff for his hockey league there. So if you guys, if you could, you don't have to, but if you want to search ECRHL and just give him a like, and it's the Eastern Connecticut Roller Hockey League, and maybe that'll bump you up to 100 there.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Scott. Yeah, Scott's a referee, by the way.
Awesome.
Yeah, Scott does some I don't think there's roller hockey, but there's a lot of ice hockey.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we won't ding you a lot. We do, we've been doing a show once a week. We call it ECRHL Live. It's about 25 or 30 minutes. I bring on a player from the league. We talk about different things. We've had 2 so far, former commissioner, Rob Cacciola. And then last week we had Carrie Blomberg. And we talked a little bit about, her hockey career. She actually played some college hockey and whatnot. And then this week we're bringing in John Landerow. So and he's going to talk about he's actually printing masks, PPE masks using his 3D printer, and he's supplied, I believe, between all his team over 100 masks that they engineered themselves based off the N95, but a more reusable setup.
Oh, sweet.
We're going to talk about that and just talk about what our guys are doing without hockey. And obviously he's doing a lot of good things to try to help the situation. So looking forward to that as well.
We got a couple subs for you, Ray. Corey subbed in
awesome. Appreciate it.
Jamie sub for you there. So maybe we'll bump you up a couple there as we try to get you over. Because I know what it's like when I started my channel too. I was like, all the guys in the league, can you just subscribe? Because I want to get up there and get my custom URL. I think mine is just Dave Gardner videos. I think I just did that. I didn't know what else to do. I tried to do a few things. It didn't work. So I was like, it's just simple. Dave Gardner videos. And then there you go.
Yeah. You had one still under the old Ratcast name too, I think.
I think you can go to Ratcast Radio. That was my original name. And you can still get there from Ratcast Radio.
Awesome.
Because someone had Ratcast. So I was like, oh, bummer. But so I did Ratcast Radio because at the time I was doing audio and I was using it for my audio feed.
That's great.
But who would have known that I'd be doing this now? So it's just, I'm just using my name. Everybody knows my name at this point. So there's no sense coming up with a cool name like, Pirate Dave or something like that. I don't know. Or I'm 80. I don't know why I'm thinking pirates right now.
Pirate Dave. Yeah. But Connecticut makes me think Connecticut School of Broadcasting. I was 98 graduate there. And the guy that was the head of the school was Hammering Hank Tenney. That was
Hammering Hank.
Yeah, Hammering Hank Tenney. And he had one of the absolute most phoniest radio voices ever. It was like that. Hi, this is Hammering Hank Tenney. Like, oh. And this is the guy that's the head of the school. So I got in and I had one of the instructors. All the instructors were local DJs. And one of them was Stephen Wayne, who's now with iRock Radio. He was the WCCC of the Hartford, Connecticut. That was the WAAF of Hartford was WCCC. Okay. And he was like, a metal guy and whatnot. And I got in and the job was to do a talk up, hit the post into a song. And I tried to pull one of those voices and he just blasted me. He's like, use your voice. He said, you talk like normal. Just talk normal. You're fine. Don't do that ever again. And I was like, how about Hammer and Hank? And he's like, he doesn't know what he's doing. You just, I was like,
really?
School. And he's got that phony radio. I mean, it was just over the top phony. And, but nonetheless, yeah, that just makes me think of Hammering Hank Tenney. I don't know where Hammerin' Hank is anymore, but
I stopped listening to FM radio, got to be 25 years ago, when you would turn it on and it would just be them just laughing and making jokes and laughing at their own
yeah.
jokes and doing stupid things. And it
Mhm.
was shock jock stuff. And I was like, I was just at the point in my life where I wasn't finding it funny anymore. And
Yeah.
it's just like, you guys are really reaching. I'm not enjoying this. I want to hear some music. If you want to talk a little bit, that's fine. But it's like, yeah, we did. And then then you hear like three people laughing. It's just, you turn on the radio and all you hear is people laughing and laughing and laughing. It's like click.
Yeah,
So
bit after bit after bit. Yeah, and then now it's really tragic what's happened to FM radio, where you have now pre-recorded. It's all, you can just tell, you can hear it. You know, it's all pre-recorded jocks. You know, all the music's already been selected, you know, days ago. You get a jock to come in the studio, or a setup like this or whatever, wherever they're doing it from, and they do talk ups into the song, and then they just, you know, they just play the whole tape or whatever. You know, it's just, they don't even have a live jock in the studio anymore.
I like the satellite radio, and I know it's all computer programmed, and there's a couple of DJs on from time to time that talk about stuff that's kind of good. But you know, I go there. I go there for all my sports talk, because it's national talk. Once in a while, I'll listen to Boston stuff, but not in the morning. The morning shows are terrible around here. But midday, mid-afternoon, sometimes if you want to get, you know, Patriots talk or Bruins talk, you might get that. But I usually go to the national stuff on satellite. And there's so many other stuff on satellite. I mean, between the radio stations and especially the streaming station. When I walk the dog, I stream satellite radio, and I either listen to a talk show or I'll listen to music. And there's so much on there. I really like the satellite, and I've never gone back. And I know satellite costs money, but I listen to that more than many of the free stuff. The free stuff over the air is just absolutely terrible. Yeah. Everyone wants to have a mornings. Exactly right. Yep. It is just, yeah, you guys hit it spot on. That is just, it's really terrible.
Yeah. TV. Yeah.
No, I didn't listen to Open Anthony. I turned it on. You know what killed it for me? Liz Wild. Liz Wild on WAAF. She just became so full of herself, and just people were calling up, kissing her ass, and you could just feel the ego in her grow to a point. And it's not, I mean, it was more than just her. It wasn't just her, but I mean, she was the last straw for me, because all these people on the air, they get paid a lot of money. People are kissing their ass. They're rock stars on the radio, and they just got full of themselves. And I didn't think they brought a lot to the table for me. And then she was on there one day laughing and joking, and I'm done. I hit the off button on FM radio, and I never went back. Yeah. And the only thing I listen to now, occasionally I will listen to some sports talk radio, but yeah.
My go-to down here again was, you know, being a rock station. WCCC really had it for quite a while. They were like, it was almost like kind of like a way of life being a CCC fan. I mean, they were at every concert. They had tons of events. They were just a real huge presence within the Hartford and metro areas. And then the music for selection was great, and the jocks were really good. And of course they syndicated Howard Stern in the morning. So you had Stern, number one guy. And then the rest of the day, like Mike Caroli was phenomenal. And they've all moved on. They've actually started a little, you know, internet radio station that actually runs out of the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. But it was a shame to see that one die, because it was really the last of them of really good FM radio. And yeah,
check this out. I found this. I was watching shows about people walking around in abandoned buildings, and this is WHJY. They were out of Providence. Okay. And this is someone who walked in, and he said they're still streaming, but I can't imagine they are, but they just packed up and left. So this is WHJY.
Yeah.
And this is the you know, it's all still set up. Let me make that full screen so you can see that. But they left everything there, all the boards and stuff, and they still had like the daily stuff going on, and they took some of the important stuff, but they left like a ton of records and this and that too. So yeah, WHJY, I used to listen to them. They're a hard rock out of I think it was Providence, right?
It's amazing, the boards. I mean, I imagine, you know, the boards are all out of date, but like record, you know, CDs still. Yeah.
And I think there were 3 stations here. There was a talk station, then there was 2 music stations. But this guy just went in and
transmitter, you know, probably. But
Yep, and it's just a small little building he went in. That's it. That's the radio station that they broadcasted out of. I didn't know HJY was off the air because I used to listen to them. That was they had some good hard rock. It was kind of hard to get once in a while because it was out of Providence. So for me, it wouldn't come in all the time. But I preferred that. In fact, one of the guys on there, I think it was Dr. Metal.
Yeah.
There was a guy that had a metal show on there once a week. He died in the fire.
Oh, hang up the phone.
Yeah, let's put it on it. Nah, 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 nah. Yeah, he died in that fire at the station nightclub. Actually, he was there.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. And so so that station was still on the air then.
What a shame. You know, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, this is the way it moved. I mean, again, it was a drive for money in ratings. Ratings equal sponsor money. But then then the radio suffered because honestly, you go to satellite and you turn on Ozzy's Boneyard and you get, a national perspective on like shows and what's going on and all that information. But then there's like no commercials. It just goes to the next song.
Yeah.
It's like,
but that's what you pay for. That's what you're paying for. That's why it costs, a couple $100 a year or whatever it is for that. But that's all I listen. I go to bed with that, and the thing is about the satellite too, is you get, if you stream it on your phone, which they're pushing the streaming now rather than the satellite service. In your car, you have to. But at night, I have like all the four major sports. I get all the hockey games, all the basketball games, all the baseball games, and all the football games. So I can go to bed and listen. And if there was sports playing, I could listen to a game every night when I went to bed. And that's what I did as a kid. I had the little transistor radio, would listen to the games at night. And I can do that now as an adult. Just fall asleep with my phone next to me and then have the game on or a talk radio on. And so for me, I get my money's worth and then some. I mean, I'm all day between YouTube and satellite radio. That's all I listen to. Scott says Eddie Trunk. Yeah, I like the Eddie Trunk show. He was pretty good. He did some good stuff. He can be a little dry though. There's sometimes he can be a little dry and a little abrasive, I would say. He can be, but for the most part,
ain't that wild.
Ray, that's for you there?
Yeah. Yep, that exactly was Sebastian, and I actually had Sebastian as an instructor at Connecticut School of Broadcasting as well.
Well, look at the paneling on the wall. That says 70s on it. This building right here, it really does.
Oh yeah, they didn't upgrade. I mean, a lot of these FM stations were dumps. I mean, they just needed exactly what you have there. You needed a mic, you needed a board, and you needed a transmitter.
I'm surprised somebody didn't go in here and like take all this stuff and try to sell it on eBay or something.
Top. Yeah, that's why. Oh, look at all those old carts. Yeah, that's wild.
Old stuff there. Not really. When I obviously listened to records as a kid, but the first chance I get, I used to go to tapes because I could play them in my car, and then I would only use records actually for trying to learn songs when I play guitar, because tapes you got to keep rewinding. It was a pain in the ass. So you just lift up the needle on a record. So I learned a lot of songs from records when I was learning how to play guitar. But when then the CDs came, and then you never look back. They were just so clear. I remember hearing my first couple of CDs. I was like, wow, this is so clear compared to tapes and even records. And you don't have that crack. I mean, the crackling is kind of cool when you hear it put on a record and you hear the crackling of the record. That is kind of cool. But when you're playing the song, you want to hear the song. You don't want any skips. You don't want any of this. You want to hear the song. So I don't really miss it. I really don't.
I love to listen to I'm a big Howard Stern fan, and boy, does he go off on his executive producer, Gary Dell'Abate, because Gary collects vinyl, and Stern just goes off on it. He goes, how many times vinyl screwed me up on the air where it would skip and the record would knock the needle and it'd go across the record. And
oh, Jesus. Yeah.
The world is so much better without vinyl. And just funny to listen to his rant on it. Whether you agree 100% or not, but he'll tear vinyl right up.
I had it back in the day, but when I first started listening to CDs, I remember I bought my first CD players, and I never looked back, and I just was like, CDs are the way to go. And like I said, there was so much more you could do with CD. You could hit the repeat button, and it would just repeat that one song if you were learning a song. It just, or you could, I think you could actually random play a CD. That was different too. It's like, holy cow, I can random play. And then you could, put a stack of them in. And I think we used to go to my uncle's house, and I think he had like I don't know, it was 100 to 200 CD holder, and it was all random. And it would just be like, he'd stack of CDs, just like jam it into this thing, and he'd hit the button, and it would play all his CDs. And he had a pretty wide collection of stuff. And it was just like, it was like nuts doing that.
I the other day I was over my father's house, and out in his garage he has the old Iowa stereo that I had bought for myself for my 15th birthday or 16th birthday or whatever it was. I got a bunch of cash for my birthday and went down to Bernie's and bought an Iowa. Looked like a boombox.
I heard everything's free at Bernie's.
Yeah. Well, I went. Oh boy. So
here we go.
Yeah. So I went. So I was looking at it, and he wanted to hook up his phone to it so he can stream music off his phone onto this old Iowa, and it could. There was auxiliary port in the back of it, but I looked, and in the tape deck there was still a tape, and it's the first time I'd handled a cassette in probably 15 years. I mean, I haven't touched the cassette. And it's funny because I pull it out and I flip it over, and of course the tape's all messed up and jammed below, and I don't get a pencil out and take the pencil and get the tape fixed. It's just like a flashback to the old school way of doing things.
I bought from Amazon a couple of years ago. I bought a cassette player that's USB, because I had a lot of stuff. I had a couple of demo tapes from my old bands. I had some original songs that I did on tape. I had some cover stuff I did on tape, and so I was able to play them on the tape and put them on the computer, so I have a digital version of them. And I had a couple of rare things on tape that I have not been able to find anywhere else. So for me, I bought that little tape thing there and just recorded some of my songs so I could have them. And
that's cool.
Yeah, so I have one there. I still got a whole bunch of tapes. I should probably sell them because they're just sitting there. I don't know, not that they're worth much, but for all these old metal tapes, I still got them in a box somewhere. I think I do, because I think I remember putting them in a box, and it's like, I don't know if I want to get rid of these or not, Well,
it's funny, the progression now where, tapes to, and then CDs, and now the CDs sit there because now you just rip all the CDs down into a digital format and save them that way. And, what do you do with the CDs after? And I don't want to part with mine. If I own a CD, I want to hold it, but I don't want to take it out all that often because I don't want to scratch it and whatnot. So it's
the issue I have now is, I got my iPhone and I got the iTunes,
right?
But for some reason now, if I try to connect my phone to my computer and manually add music to it, it erases everything.
Weird.
And I don't want to have to go back and put everything there. So I actually bought a CD because iTunes didn't have it. If you can believe it, iTunes didn't have it. So I actually bought this CD. And I was like, okay, I'm going to burn it on the computer or put it in iTunes and then put it on my phone. I connected my phone to the computer, and it said, okay, we got a problem here. That we're going to erase all your stuff if you want to connect. I'm like, no, don't erase my stuff. So I could not drop that music on there. And I don't know why I was able to do that in the past. I was able to connect to the computer and just put music on, take music off. And now I can't do that because it's all cloud-based now. And that messed up everything. Yeah. Favorite song I wrote. Oh boy. Let me see. Let's see if I can find it.
And DJ John, I'm not sure what DAT or MD Media is.
Let me see if I can. All right, I'm going to see if I can. This is my song, so I can play the video and the audio on this. Let's see if you guys, I don't know if you guys can hear this. I'm going to try to share the audio.
I'll turn it up to 11 and rip the knob off.
This is my band in 1992. And let's see if this works. The song is called She Likes to Be on Top. Like to do it nasty. Can you hear that, Ray?
Yeah. Yep,
Oh, you can? Okay. So this is my band in 1992. You asked for this, Al. I'm on bass with a Red Wings shirt. You asked for this, Al. You got it. I did. I had hair down on my back.
Is that you pointing to somebody who likes to be on top?
You enjoying this, Ray?
Hell yeah, let's go.
And I could sing too. I couldn't play that today. Don't have that coordination anymore. You caught that, Scott, huh? I did all the Rudy Sarzo stuff. And there you go. That's probably, I wrote that one. That's probably the only decent song I ever wrote, if you call that a decent song. But there you go. That is actually on my channel somewhere. So if you go back and look at some of my music stuff, I have all that stuff there. I even have a version of Crazy Train, I think, back in the day. I nailed the lead, by the way, 1987. Nailed that.
Nice.
But I can't play that here without getting in trouble. But that I can play because that is a song I wrote. If I get stricken for that, then I'm going to sue somebody because that is my song.
Mm.
So,
Awesome.
But fun times there as we play some old metal here on the channel. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. We were okay. We had a good band. I was with those guys for like 4 or 5 months. No, was it longer? Fall of 91 through summer of 92. Almost a year. We did a demo tape. We had a good time.
There you go.
It was a fun time.
It lasts longer than that. A couple months though, huh?
Yeah. What was I? That was 91, 92. That was right when I met my wife, like way back then.
Okay,
yeah. That drum kit was a disaster. He had this big, he calls it the hell case, this big honking thing that we had. It looked like a huge coffin, and we just carried it. Took the whole band to carry this thing. I was like, oh my gosh, that was tough. But anyway, there. So,
awesome.
Well, Ray, we've done about almost an hour and a half. I think we're gonna wrap this up tonight as our Saturday night special. As Uncle Ron was on assignment tonight, so Ray come in and he was the backup goalie tonight. We called him off the Zamboni to come in and play for Ron tonight. So thank you so much. Let me see. I'm not sure. I'm gonna probably play. I don't know if I'll stream tonight or not. I think I'm gonna set up some shootout hockey. I want to get that ready to stream. Gonna put some graphics into the helper, some shootout hockey. I might play some more strat basketball. I'm still playing with the settings because I'm on a basketball kick right now. I don't know why. Probably because I've been hockeyed out for a while. So I'll play some basketball. But anyway, so I'll be back on tomorrow at some point. I think I get the Game Hounds tomorrow if I can remember to do them. I forgot last week because it was Easter. I was doing Easter stuff and I forgot. I might have the Game Hounds, and then I'll be back in the afternoon at some point, and just have some fun tomorrow afternoon.
Awesome.
So, yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, Ray, good job, as DJ John says. Jamie, thank you so much.
I'll be
And
back
to everybody,
I was gonna say I'm gonna be back down in the basement shooting some videos for a Thursday night group. So I'll be
go
doing that kind of stuff, putting the model railroad on a video and sharing that. So
all right.
Awesome.
Yeah, Corey, hopefully I'll see you in the, like I say, early, well, I don't know if it's 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock my time, but a Game Hounds, and then I'll be back. I'm going to probably jump on early between 5 and 6 tomorrow night if I can. And we'll have a little online birthday party. Instead of guys driving by the house, you can come in the chat room and say hi.
I'd be much better if
different.
drive by the house and blow the horn, but
yeah, I know. I told my wife to do that. Just her. Just go by the house a couple times. Be kind of fun. So
nice.
Anyway, all right, we're gonna tune out here. Thanks everybody for tuning in for our support chat. We gotta go shovel some snow. Actually, the snow's gone. Good. No more shoveling.
And thanks to everybody who followed the ECRHL on YouTube. I really appreciate your support and your help on that. So
thank you for that. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. We try to get Ray up to 100 so we can get that URL. So we'll talk to everybody later. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.